Evening everyone, hope you're all well. So this video is going to be one of my favorites. Why is it? Because this is a message to everyone at home who is in lockdown. We're like 2 weeks in now, and who does not own their own property. Before we get started, I just have to make a couple of disclaimers. I'm not a mortgage broker, I'm not a lender, I'm not an FCA regulated person. You should definitely take some advice before you act on anything that I suggest. This is purely my opinion, but hopefully you think it's a valid one. There is a lot of YouTubers, there's a lot of gurus, and there is a lot of trainers out there who will tell you, do not buy your own home. They say that reason so you don't tie up capital, so you can put that capital in something else. Whether that be training courses, mentorships, or property investments to create some income, some passive income. That is wrong. And the reason I am telling you it's wrong is because of where we are, which is the UK, and everything that is there on the table for first-time buyers or people who don't own their own home. In the video, I am going to talk about why you should not listen to all of the advice about putting money elsewhere before you put it into your own home. You should put it out in your own home before anything else, before all the rent to rent, before all the service accommodations and deal sourcing, your own home first. Then I'm going to talk to you about why that is so tax efficient and it beats most of all the other property investment, passive incomes, rental. And then I'm going to tell you what is out there in terms of government help, which is more important today than it has ever been. And then finally, I'm going to finish with how the best deal for years in the market that we're all going to go into when this crisis is over. We are now in the second week of lockdown. Things are still going pretty good for me. I'm struggling a little bit. I need a bit of a haircut. I need some attention to my eyebrows, and I tried my first Disaronno and Coke for about 15 years tonight, and it went down really well. But all joking aside, you'll be spending a lot of time on your phone, thinking about the future, thinking about what you're gonna do when the shackles are off. And I'm sure many of you who do not own your own property as to the reasons why you shouldn't. And we're gonna overcome them right now on this video. Okay, before we get started in the video, I am asking you all to hit that like button because it does wonders for the YouTube algorithm and it puts my video right at the top of the search engine. And if you haven't already, hit the subscribe button because you'll get a notification as soon as I upload a video, which is one every 2 or 3 days at the moment. We're all in lockdown. The reasons why you haven't bought your own house. Now, there's going to be two sectors here that I'm going to focus on. It's going to be the ones who are involved in property investing, maybe doing rent to rents or deal sourcing, some form of property strategy where it's not requiring huge amounts of capital and they don't own their own home. Then there's going to be the other guys who have never jumped on that property ladder, maybe a bit older, maybe a bit on the career journey, nice job, got a family, quite secure where they are. And there is nothing wrong with that, but this is for the people who are thinking about, should I or should I not jump on the property ladder? So let's deal with the second group first. These are people, and I've got friends. That's right, I'm talking to you guys. I've got friends who do not own their own property. I went to school with some people, I've worked with people younger, people older. It's just been the mindset. And the first reason that tends to crop up is, look, I can't afford it. I can't afford to buy my own house. That is absolute rubbish. If you've got a job and you've been there for some time, you've got a UK bank account and you're earning pretty okay money, and I'm not talking about hundreds of thousands of pounds, I'm not even talking like 50 grand a year. I'm talking somewhere around the national average, which is around 25, 26k a year. If you're somewhere in that ballpark and you're telling me or anyone else or yourself that you can't afford it, you're wrong. You just don't know what you don't know. But we're gonna tackle that on this video. Some of the other reasons I hear is, oh, I don't wanna be tied down. I don't want the stress. I don't want the mortgage hanging around my neck like a noose. That is the biggest urban myth that there is going. A mortgage is good debt. A good debt allows you to buy an asset. An asset is a property. Why? Because it will over time go up in value. More on that in a second, because the property going up in value is actually one of the main reasons why I'm doing this video. Then we've got the guys who are entering the property journey, the investment strategies. We're not going to talk about all the different strategies, my views on them. We're just talking about anyone who is convinced, wrongly convinced, to not put any capital into buying their own property where they live. Because of this urban myth that you should rent where you live. Don't tie up the capital, put it into deals, put it into training, put it in other stuff. There are loads and loads of reasons why that is so untrue. But let me address just a couple of those little snippets right now. 1, put it into a deal so you can generate passive income or net cash flow or extra money, whatever you want to call it. The problem with that is you're putting your money into, say, a deal that you don't own. Now, if you're buying a buy-to-let where you don't own your property, again, I'm not sure that I would say that that is the right way of doing it, but this is really aimed at the people who are not buying, they're doing other strategies where they just control or manage assets. Generating income and passive income, well be, but let's talk about when things go wrong and that income drops and it costs you money. What about if the market goes up? The landlord or the owner of that property has taken all of the benefit, not you. Whereas when you put the money into your own property, you have the benefit of the capital growth tax-free. Again, we'll come on to that for the reasons why you should be doing it. But this urban myth that you shouldn't be putting money into your own property is purely that. It's a myth. Get it out of your head and continue watching. And we're going to talk about the benefits, the plus points, which is what this video is all about. And then we're going to finish on how you can take advantage of some of the tools and the government legislations that will help you if you truly believe you can't afford, or you don't know how, or you don't know where to start in buying your own property. I said this in an earlier video. When you buy your own residence where you live, there are mortgages available. What's a mortgage? It's a loan. And don't worry about the value of the loan. It's relative to the property that you're buying and the amount that you're earning. You can't borrow more than the two combined anyway. So to give you an example, if you're earning 25 grand a year, you can borrow 2 million quid or buy a £2 million of property and then have to worry about making tens of thousands of pounds a month in mortgage payment. It's all relative. You won't be able to do it. Legislation won't allow you to do it. Lenders won't let you. Get that out of your head and don't worry too much. You're only going to be able to borrow what you can afford. Because since the 2008 crisis, lenders have really tightened their belts on how they deal with individuals, and especially those looking to buy their own residence. So you're well protected and you'll be taken care of, and you won't be able to overstretch yourself too far. You can still do it. Everyone can hit the self-destruct button if they really want to, but I advise you don't do that. There's a reason why banks will lend you money to buy your own property. Now, I've seen today, and I did predict this on an earlier video from last week, that lenders have started to get a little bit tighter fisted. They've reduced some of their loan to values, not just for buy-to-let investors, not just for developers, but for first-time buyers as well. What do I mean by that? They're increasing the amount of deposit they want from individuals. So if you haven't got a savings pot, this is going to make things a little bit more difficult for you. Not impossible, but definitely more difficult. And don't worry, because I'm going to bring you some of the key nuggets and principles that we've got to play with in the market right now, government legislations that will help you right now to buy your first property. So don't worry, it's not going to be impossible. Lenders will lend you money to buy your property, and there's a reason why they like to lend you money to buy property and not start up new businesses or buy stocks and shares, because they know bricks and mortar is a pretty safe bet over time. And that's because if we look at history, you will see, don't get me wrong, it goes up and down, but over a long period of time, it does tend to increase. 10, 15 years, it increases. You might think, well, that's great, but I'm not really into buying and selling properties. If I'm gonna buy somewhere, I'm gonna live in it. Well, look, remember, if you're gonna buy somewhere, it's gonna be with a lender and you're gonna borrow money. And if that property goes up in value, it will go up in percentage terms on the value of the whole property. What do I mean by that? So let's make it really simple. If you buy a property for 100 grand and you have to borrow say 90,000 from the bank, from a lender. But you have to put in 10 grand. And let's say that 10 grand has come from a government help, some parents, some savers. The price that it's gone up by, say, to 200,000, that profit margin or that increase is 200K. Now, the bank doesn't get 90% of that, you get 100% of it. Now, this is one of the biggest reasons why you should buy your own home, because the capital growth is all yours, regardless of how much deposit you've put in. So if you have to buy a property with a high loan to value, 90% mortgage, then you should do it, because it's a means to an end. It will get you on the property ladder. And the best time to have done this was 10 years ago, but the second best time is today and tomorrow. More on the gain, because that gain, if you ever come to sell the property, and let's say you buy a small flat or a 2-bedroom, semi-detached or mid-terrace, whatever it may be, and 5 years goes by and you meet a girl and you get married and you pop out a couple of kids, and maybe you're outgrowing that residence, that 2 up, 2 down. It will happen pretty quickly. You decide to sell, your property's doubled in price. So you've gone from 100 grand to 200 grand and you sell that for 200 grand. Well, you pay the bank off 90,000. If you still owe 90, chances are you'll owe a little bit less because you've been repaying it. But you take your 10K out that you've put in originally and you take the 100 grand profit, but it's all tax free. Tax free. Now, this is what makes me pull my hair out when people say don't buy your own house. Are they mad? Whatever sort of advice are you guys been paying for people to tell you not to buy your own property? When you can buy somewhere, live in it, and over a period of time, when you come to sell it, whatever the profit is, it's completely tax-free. I mean, it's absolutely crazy. And any argument, anyone who says to me, well, I want to put that into cash flow and properties, I want to put that into rent to rent and get the passive income, that is complete BS. Because what's your passive income net after all the stress and after all the costs and all the time you put, and after your net, what tax are you paying on it? And how much are you actually getting cash in your pocket? Because it's not what you earn, it's what you keep. Compare that to what the growth you will get on a property over a period of time. And I'm pretty sure most like-for-like comparables will beat it hands down. Absolutely. So let's talk about some of the reasons why you should buy properties and some of the things that you should do if you think that you shouldn't buy your property as your main home. You can't afford it. That's rubbish. Borrow money from mortgage lenders. They want to lend you the money, you want to borrow it. And there are mortgage lenders out there in all shapes, all sizes, that helps all different types of people. Whether you're on low income, it's you and your partner, you on your own with loads of CCJs, you've got some credit cards outstanding, self-employed, or you work for a company that's a commission only. There are lenders out there. But you're not going to know what lender to go to. I'm not going to know what lender to go to, but mortgage brokers are. First thing you need to do is engage with a mortgage broker. Now, you might think that that is quite a scary thing to do. You might think that you don't know what you're talking about. You might think that you're going to sound stupid. Let me tell you, when you go to a mortgage broker, you are making his day, because he gets paid from the lender. So when you take out a mortgage through him, he gets paid from the lender. So he wants you to come to him. And he is the type of person that can go to the market and put your details out there and find the right product for you. He's obligated to find the right product for you. And he deals with first-time buyers. He's going to know some of the things that you should know, and he'll answer those questions that you want to ask, and he'll be telling you to ask some questions that you don't know you should ask. So engage with a mortgage broker. And if you don't know where they are, then Google it, because there is going to be hundreds in your area. There's even one through my own lending website, gracecharleslending.co.uk. If you want, I'll put a link in the comments so you can all access it, and I'll introduce you to my own broker who can help. Then you're thinking, well, I can't get a deposit together. Well, that is absolute rubbish. I remember when I bought my first property. Now, that was back in the day, you got 100% mortgages, 105, 110%. So that was a little bit different. But when the crash came, and that was really difficult because banks didn't want to lend. I just got a new job and I had to find, I think it was 10%, because there was no 100% mortgages anymore. sold stuff at car boots, I sold stuff on weekends, online, whatever it took to get that money. I even bought and sold some cars to get that money together, to get the deposit. There is no reason you can't clump the deposit together through your own means. And I won't hear and I won't listen to any excuse. Any excuse you're giving me right now going, well, yeah, but it's all right for you. I'm on low income, or I've got loads of bills, or my wife isn't working, or whatever. That is no excuse, because I can tell you now, when I had to scrimp and save a deposit with a mountain worth of debt, I stripped everything right back. I remember having a shower in the mornings, squeezing a little pea worth of shower gel on a 99p shower gel tube just to make that shower gel go further, because I didn't want to buy any more. I did it with hair gel, I did it with toilet paper, I did it with everything. Clothes, I remember wearing boxes with holes in them for years because I wanted to save money. I didn't want to spend a penny. So you need to cut down. And the amount of people who tell me I can't save up deposit, we're barely scraping by, but they're buying shit every month. They're wasting money on all sorts of rubbish. Cut back, have a look inwards. Luckily, we are in a market and a government time where they are massively helping you. And there are things like lifetime ISAs out there which help you save, help to buy products, stamp duty exemptions. I am going to do a whole list of them right at the end of the video, so do keep watching and I'll give you all of those juicy nuggets that will help you if you are now starting to get through and break through the mold about buying your own property. Some of the other myths about, I don't want to be committed, what happens if I lose my job, what happens if? Well, I can tell you now, when I was 20, when I was buying my first property and I really couldn't afford it, I was going up high loan to value, had a really shaky job. I was a sales manager at MFI. They eventually went bust, but it was sales, it was highly commission driven, and my bonus was based on the salespeople performing because I was a sales manager. And it was in retail, so it was all over the place, and it was crazy. And I could have convinced myself really easily that was the wrong time to buy a property. You're always going to think it's the wrong time. There is never a better time than right now. Let me make this really clear. If you can't pay your mortgage because you lose your job, there is help out. You've actually got more protection with a mortgage, with a family, than you have as a renter, because after your first 12 months, your landlord can give you 2 months notice and you're gone. And if you miss your payments because you lost your job, there's definitely a lot less help for you and a lot less protection if you're renting. So get that urban myth about not being locked down and you don't want to commit. The amount of people that said to me when I was 20 years old, when we were going out and we were drinking, saying, oh, well, you know, I don't really know if my job's that stable. I don't really know if I want to commit to a mortgage. I don't really know. Well, while they've been saying they don't really know over the last 5, 10, 15 years, I've been buying and selling real estate, and I've been building up my wealth through starting at that very, very base. The best time was yesterday. The second best time is today. Get it going. So the bit that you've all been waiting for, let's get right into the help and the support out there for you that is going to help you buy your first property. Lifetime ISAs. Google lifetime ISAs. The deadline is coming up. Get started. This is fundamentally the best thing out there if you do not own your own property and you're a first-time buyer. Google it right now, lifetime ISA. An ISA, a bank account where you put money in every year up to 20,000, and the interest that you earn on that ISA is tax-free. Now this lifetime ISA is something a little bit different, because you can put up to £4,000 in every year, and the government will give you 25%. That's £1,000 on top. So it turns your £4,000 into £5,000. And you can do that every year. It can be up to £4,000. It doesn't have to be £4,000. You can put in 1,000, and the 25% is relative to how much you put in. But if you put in £4,000 every year for 4 years, all of a sudden your 16,000 becomes 20,000, and you can take that out early. Couple of conditions: once you turn 60, if you're gonna die in the next 12 months, or if you're gonna buy your first property. Let me say that again, because it's worthy of it. Every £4,000 you put into this magic bank account called a lifetime ISA, you get an extra £1,000. That's 25% tax-free interest. And you can take that out any time. If you turn 60, you're gonna die in 12 months, you're gonna buy your first property. That's free money for anyone who doesn't own their own property. You should be all over it. Forget 95%, 100% mortgages. This is free money. Start looking into that, get saving, and get the money working for you. Second thing is stamp duty. For people like me who are property investors, there's a stamp duty levy. So if I want to buy another property, I've got to pay like 3-4 times what you're going to pay. So you've got an advantage over me when we're going for the same property. I'll give an example. 250k property, you pay 0 because stamp duty is now 0 up to a certain threshold. I pay £10,000 on the same property. It's like I'm paying £10,000 more for the same property. Stamp duty, another tax. It's 0 for first-time buyers up to a certain threshold. Google it and find out the details. Mortgages. So, lenders out there want to lend to first-time buyers, and they understand that you can't always the deposit yourself. So they're happy if you want to borrow it from mum and dad, and you should if you've got that facility. They're happy if you want to use a lifetime ISA. There's even mortgage products out there specific to these types of circumstances. Speak to your broker. They'll be able to assist you and help you find those products and if they work for you. Next point, and I really like here, when you buy your first property and you're on a high loan to value mortgage, you may be on a higher interest rate. Your mortgage payments are going to probably be higher than the rent that you're paying now. Is that a negative not to buy your property? No, it's not. I remember when I bought my dream house 7 years ago, and the mortgage I needed on that was 90%, and the rates were stupidly high. And I think my mortgage payment was like nearly 1,400 quid a month. It was a huge amount of money to me at the time. But because I was able to refinance it, because it had gone up in value, the bank just recognised that instead of the price that I paid for it, it was now worth more. My loan to value on my mortgage product wasn't 90%, it was like 60% now. It meant the interest rate got reduced, which meant my mortgage payments went down. Just think about that for a second. If you're living in rented accommodation, how often does your rent go down? And if you've lived there a long time, I'm talking years now, how often has it gone down? The answer is probably 0. How often has it gone up? Now, I'm not saying a mortgage won't go up. It will with interest rates rises, with mortgage products changing. But we haven't seen a mortgage rate rise over 1% for years now, and it's just dropped to its lowest ever, albeit for the recent outbreak of the coronavirus. For my last point, which is why you should buy now. Lenders are dropping like flies. Businesses are struggling. Property developers are finding it hard to draw funds down. Either way, whatever happens, it's going to be difficult, and there's going to be less people like me buying property in the market. The government has put so many measures in place to help first-time buyers that there isn't a chance that they're going to reduce any of them. If anything, they might bring some more in. I can't see what. They're already brought in so much to help. Now is the time to buy. There is no excuse anymore. Your job, your income, your deposits, your ability to save, help from the government, mortgage products, advice, you've got no excuse. The longer you leave it, the less you're going to get out of. And I can tell you now that one of the ways that I built my wealth in the early days that enabled me to branch out and do other property deals was that I bought where I lived and I did it up and I improved the value and I sold it. And the money I made was tax-free and I was able to do it again over a period of time. And there is no better way to make income with so little in the bank, with so little risk, than buying your own property. And I would urge everyone who does not own their own property to seriously consider it. To get into property investing, or you're even there doing rent to rent and you haven't got your own property, you are absolutely mad, because you are missing a trick to earn significant amounts of cash tax-free. That's it from me, guys. Don't forget to hit the like button. Don't forget to smash the subscribe button, share, comment, and I hope you found the video really useful, content rich. I'll catch you all later.